We've all been there. You know exactly what you need to do. That assignment, that email, that workout, that phone call. And yet, instead of starting, you do anything else. You scroll through your phone. You suddenly feel the urge to clean your entire room. You check your inbox even though you know there's nothing important. And at first it feels good. You convince yourself you'll start in 5 minutes, then 10, then an hour. And before you know it, the day is gone and the task remains untouched. You tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But deep down, you know the cycle will repeat. This is avoidance. And it's one of the biggest silent killers of progress. Avoidance isn't laziness, it's a defense mechanism. Our brain is wired to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. When a task feels difficult, overwhelming, or boring, our mind finds a way to escape. Instead of facing the discomfort, we search for easy, instant gratification, social media, TV, snacking, chatting with friends. At that moment, avoiding feels like the right choice. It relieves the stress. But here's the problem. That relief is temporary. The task doesn't disappear. The stress doesn't go away. In fact, the longer we avoid, the worse it gets. The small email we could have answered in 5 minutes now feels like a giant task. The workout we skipped yesterday becomes even harder to start today. The longer we wait, the bigger the mountain grows. Avoidance doesn't make life easier. It makes it harder. Think about the things you've been putting off. The project at work, the book you wanted to write, the healthy habits you promised to start. Every day you delay, you pay a price. You lose time. Time that could have been used to get closer to your goals. You increase stress. The undone task lingers in your mind, creating anxiety and guilt. You damage self-trust. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your confidence in your ability to follow through. Now imagine where you could be today if you had started 6 months ago, 1 year ago. What opportunities have you missed because you waited? That's the real cost of avoidance. Breaking free. How to stop avoiding and start taking action. So how do we break the cycle? How do we stop making excuses, stop overthinking, and start doing? Here's the truth. You don't need more motivation. You need action. We think we need motivation before we start, but that's the biggest lie. Motivation doesn't create action. Action creates motivation. The hardest part of any task is the beginning, but once you start, momentum builds. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait to feel like it, because that moment may never come. Start before you feel ready. One of the easiest ways to overcome avoidance is to commit to just 5 minutes. Tell yourself, I don't have to finish this. I just have to start. Sit down and write for 5 minutes. Exercise for 5 minutes. Work on that report for 5 minutes. Why? Because once you start, your brain shifts. The task feels less intimidating, and most of the time, you'll keep going. Avoidance often happens because a task feels too big. Instead of thinking about the entire project, focus on the first step. Instead of, I need to write a 10-page report, think, I'll write the first paragraph. Instead of, I need to clean my whole house, think, I'll start with 1 room. Instead of, I need to study for an exam, think, I'll review 1 chapter. Small steps feel manageable, and once you complete one, you'll naturally want to do more. Your environment shapes your focus. If your phone is within reach, you'll check it. If you have YouTube open in another tab, you'll click it. Set yourself up for success. Put your phone in another room. Close unnecessary tabs. Work in a space that signals it's time to focus. Make it harder to procrastinate and easier to take action. Set a timer for 25 minutes and fully focus on your task. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. This is called the Pomodoro technique, and it's one of the most effective ways to stay productive. Knowing there's a break coming makes it easier to start, and once the time is up, you'll often feel motivated to continue. Tell someone what you're going to do. Send a message to a friend, join a study group. Have a coworker check in on you. When we make commitments out loud, we're more likely to follow through. Instead of thinking, I have to do this, tell yourself, I get to do this. Your tasks are not punishments, they are opportunities. You don't have to work out. You get to move your body and become stronger. You don't have to study, you get to learn and improve yourself. You don't have to work on your goals. You get to create a better future. A small shift in perspective changes everything. Avoidance is a habit, but so is action. The more you practice starting, the easier it becomes. Every small victory builds confidence. Every completed task strengthens self-trust. And before you know it, the things that once felt impossible become second nature. So ask yourself, what's one thing you've been avoiding? Not tomorrow, not later, right now. Take the first step, because the life you want isn't waiting for you to feel ready. It's waiting for you to begin.